All right, now that you've started your Unit 4 projects, a couple of people have run into an issue that I want to show you how to resolve in case you run into it. I'm going to make this just its own recording so that you can find it when you, hopefully you can find it when you need it. But it's an issue of copying. Here's my states program. I'm going to open that up. And it doesn't have a welcome screen yet, so I'm going to import the welcome screen. I happen to have a copy of my bowling welcome screen sitting on the desktop as well. So all of this should be fairly familiar. I'm going to add an existing item and go find my bowling screen. There's a welcome screen in here. I'm just going to steal that one because it's coded. The generic one's not coded yet. So here's the welcome screen. Bring that in, and now I have a copy of the welcome screen over here. Click on it once and it'll show up, and then it'll change, and now everything's cool. I need to change its namespace, so I think go get my namespace here. Again, all of this should be relatively familiar. Then all my squiggles should go away. There they go. Now everything's cool, but I still need to get the code into my states in form load to get this thing to launch, right? I got it copied in, I got my namespace changed, but I'm a terrible typist, so I'm going to go get that bowling program. I'm going to open it up now and just steal the code out of there. And here's the form load event, and it even has a nice comment at the top that's Volcker approved. So I just copy all of that and minimize this one, shift back to the other one, and paste. Make sure I'm pasting it in my state information page instead. It's form load, so it'll come after all the buttons, still alphabetized. Just paste it right in there. If this indentation stuff goes goofy, it's your job to fix it. The rest of it looks okay. And now I should be ready to go. So I launch. And my welcome screen shows up. No, it didn't. How come? Here's my form load. I put it in the right place. I put the wrong one. It's got the wrong name. Okay, maybe that's the problem. So this is FRM state information load. Drop that down, change it everywhere just in case. There, that should solve the problem. Oh.
Did you change the namespace yet?
Yes, thank you. I did change the namespace. This is a tricky one. Okay. Remember when you double click a button, what happens? It creates an event handler for you to type in. But what happens if you accidentally click on a label like this? There we go. And then you go, oops, I don't want that. Now what happens? I get an error, right? Because there's something left over in the designer file. This is called the wiring. Having code like I have for form load here doesn't attach it automatically to the form load event just because it's called form load. I can call it whatever I want. I could have left it form bowling. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in the other examples that I did on Thursday, if I didn't accidentally leave it in form bowling. The name doesn't matter. This event doesn't respond to the Wisconsin click event because it's called button Wisconsin click. It responds to the click event because this event is wired. In Swift, we actually show a line between them. There's a wire between them. It is wired to the event. This code, C# has to be told that when this event happens, you run this piece of code. When you double click a button, both things happen. It creates the event and wires it to it. Creates the event handler, and wires it to the event. It happens automatically when you double click a button. I want to get rid of my error here, so I'm going to go down to the error list. Wake up. I think it's in the way of my little timer guy down there. No errors yet. Start. Now we got errors. I'm going to get rid of that error. This is the wiring. Notice what it says here. It says the event handler for label 1. The event handler is a method called label 1 click. That was built for me automatically. That's the wiring. That ties the event to this actual piece of code. When you double click something, that happens automatically. Watch what happens when I go to form design and double click. It creates a load event. Well, what's the matter with that load event? Nothing, except it's not wired to anything. And that's why it doesn't run, is because it's not wired. So, how do I fix this? Let me show you the easy way to fix it first. I think I should be able to, no, I don't want to undo, who knows what I'll lose here. So I'm just going to delete it and once again run to get rid of that one. There are 3 solutions to the problem. Here's the easiest. I've already pasted this in. I just need to figure out how to wire it to the event, because this is the right code. I just need to figure out how to wire it to the event. The easy solution, if you copy code, event handlers code, if you copy event handlers from one project to another, that's when this is a problem. Only event handlers like click events, load events. If you copy those from one program to the next, and I've seen some people have this same problem with their exit button, because the exit button processing for every one of your programs so far is identical, right? It's got the same description, it's got the same name. So you just go to the old program, you copy, paste it in here, but it doesn't work because it's not wired. To wire it, you go to design mode and you pick the object that you want to wire. In this case, it's the form itself. You go to the lightning bolt, which is the events list that this object responds to. Here's the load event, nothing. This function, this method, doesn't respond to the load event right now. Nothing's tied to it, even though there's code with the right name. All I have to do is drop the list. Here's form state information load. Click it, now it's wired. It's that simple. So you go to your other program, paste it in here, but you've got to remember to wire it. Now it works. Excuse me. Now let me start that process over again. There's another way to solve the problem. Maybe, and whichever one of these, all of these work, so whichever one you choose is up to you. Just deleted my form load again. So I want to start over. My welcome screen is still in here. I'm going to go steal that code one more time. Bowling program's still open. So there's the code. I'm going to copy it again. Go back to states. Paste. Now we already know that doesn't work. It's not wired. But what I can do is go to the form and double click and say, there's my state information load, and simply copy the guts from here to here, or actually move the guts from here to here, and then delete this. That works too, because this one was wired automatically, and all I had to do was copy the code inside. So that's another way to do it. The nice thing about this one is you get to rename it, because remember, it was still called form bowling load when I started here a second ago. And finally, the third method to do this is to not copy the entire event handler, but just the guts. Another technical Volcker term. I'm going to create an event handler here, double click, empty. Okay. This, by the way, is a flaw if you ask me in Visual Studio. If the end curly bracket has a comment, it keeps pushing it down. It's annoying. Okay. Here's my form state information load. Now I can switch to bowling. But instead of taking the whole thing, I just take the guts. Copy. Back to states. Paste it. I'm terrible at typing, so go back to bowling. Take the description as well. Copy. Back to states. So this is the downside of doing this way. You got to copy a couple of pieces. But now this one, because I double click to create it, is automatically wired. I simply stuff the stuff inside. The other thing you have to watch out for is this is called form welcome. Some of yours are called form welcome screen. If you change the name somewhere along the way, this needs to be changed, but you'll get yelled at because this won't exist and this won't exist, and you just have to make it match. So if you're going to copy event handler code, button exit click, maybe button clear click because it's got this cool description at the top that you can reuse. If it's an event handler, a click event, a form load, that's an event. If you're going to copy those, you have to remember to wire them. Or don't copy the whole thing, just copy the guts. That works too. Questions?